Right, yeah, I also this is what I've got to fit now. So I've got the SuperPro bushes, SPF 1972K, and these are the 30mm ones. They also do a 25mm ones for the earlier cars. So this car here is a 2004 WRX STI WR1 model. This is, as per my previous video, this is basically part of the original one here. Obviously it ripped only when I pulled it out because I didn't want to have to sort of faff around too much trying to get it out perfect. I thought there's no point, so I was just pulled out with pliers basically. But yeah, that's it there. If you can see that all right. But yeah, happy days. So what I'm going to do now is I'm basically just going to get under the car and get them in. This one here will go on exceptionally easily. There's no lubrication in this packet, but there isn't, so there's no additional lubrication required. And this one here will require a bit more skill to get it in carefully, because there's quite a tight gap. Obviously if you have the steering rack off, it'll be incredibly easy. But obviously with the steering rack just loosened as far as it goes and dropped down as far as it goes, which is about this sort of distance, you know, it's about ½ centimetre I expect. A bit more tricky, but yeah, shall get those babies in now. Cool. Right, next up on the video, so yeah, just put the new bushings in, really easy. Just put a bit of silicone spray on there, and literally they just slid round. And then just a little bit of levering with a screwdriver on the square one, of course, just because obviously it's very tight on the space. But literally a tiny bit of levering, bit of pushing, but the silicone spray honestly is what you need to assist you for sliding that bush around. So definitely get some of that. Otherwise, you know, of course you can use something else, you know, something similar, but silicone spray, easy peasy. Next up, you need 2 torque wrenches, the big dog and the small one. Quick look at the numbers in here. So you've got 60 here for the cross member support plate. You've also got 60 here for the steering gear mounting bolts, which is obviously the rack and pinion, which is the 4 bolts for the 2 clamps and the bushes we just put in. And then 24 for the steering shaft U-joint pinch bolt, and that's where the small one comes in. That's obviously really, really important. You know, I mean, obviously if the bolt did fall out, it is splined, of course, but put it in properly, don't over tighten it, because it's quite an expensive part as well, that U-joint part is. So yeah, 24, 60, 60. Cool. Look underneath. So, there's the old one. This one here didn't look too bad, but obviously, end of the day, it's very, very old. Whereas the square one did look much worse condition, and it is hard. That is hard. Basically, it probably should be sort of more soft, rubbery like this. But anyway, it's 35 quid, and to be honest, not much effort. So yeah, there it is. There, that's in, nice and easy. Again, this is not oil. My car doesn't leak. Just to clarify, this is just silicone spray. So just sprayed it all around there, just so when I tightened it up, you know, it pulled in nice and easily and lubricated it and moved around as required. I put the joint for the bushing, that's where it splits in half, just down the side here, because obviously you don't want the joint at the back, you know, just in case any chance of touching bare metal kind of thing, you know, and obviously causing sort of any vibration for the steering wheel. So I have the split at one of the sides. I'd suggest, and again, you can see there I put the splits there on the side as well. Again, that's not clamped down. Obviously, once I tighten it down properly, you know, hopefully it'll go sit lovely. So yeah, that one there was really easy, and that one there I'd literally just put a tiny like a screwdriver like in here or in here, just to sort of lever it about a little bit as I sort of slid the bushing round. So yeah, happy days. So yeah, I'm going to tighten up these to 60, then do the steering, which is up here, the pinch bolt to 24. I personally put a bit of a dab of Loctite on the thread. Personally, that's what I've taken it apart a couple of times. That's what I do. You probably don't have to, it doesn't say in the book, but I do it anyway. And then 60 for the majority of these items here, these things here, and probably not these two, but certainly these ones here are 60. Cool. Right, let me crack on. Right, yeah, that's done, nice and easy. So you don't need many tools for this. This is a selection of tools you do need. Things like this is really handy. Brake cleaner, you know, or carburetor cleaner or something, just to clean all the crud off the components and all that. Obviously be careful not to get it on certain plastics, that sort of thing. But that is incredibly good. The 2 torque wrenches. This is the extension that ideally you need, which most people would have, to torque up the 24mm pinch bolt. That just slots in absolutely perfect with that long extension. A couple of screwdrivers and normal tools. Obviously a clamp kit. I also replaced some of the bolts as well with new stainless steel bolts. These are 12, I went for 13s. Silicone spray. 12mm spanner, that kind of thing. You don't really need much. All back in, all looking good, all torqued up, say to 60s and 24s. All looks good on the up there and up there. You can't really see, I should turn the flash on, sorry. But yeah, happy days, all good. So what I'm actually going to do now is rather than taking the car down, I actually touched up all the paint. I actually removed all the underseal and stuff in certain areas, like this sort of section here, and actually touched up with chassis paint. So I'm going to now get the underseal of what that I normally use and just spray a thin layer onto that. That's what I like to do because it's my car, you know. Happy days. Cool, but yeah, I would say overall that doing those is an easy job. You haven't got to take the wheels off. You know, just jack the thing up, take this plate here off, and then crack on. So I'd say it's an easy job, and hopefully it provides benefits. Nice one. Right, a quick look at the car. Since I'm doing those little modifications, so you can see the front lip is now gone. Just left a little black piece in the middle, which you can just about see. But yeah, it does look clean, and obviously it's given the extra clearance on the front, which you can see there. Looks good. Brakes are looking good and on point. Now I've detailed the edges of the discs and the hubs because they're basically just sort of rusted, you know, on those top sections and middle sections unless you paint them, which is a bit stupid. Should have like come painted, I reckon, those bits there. They look good. Otherwise, honestly, they literally rusted like instantly and they just looked absolutely awful. And there, that looks good. Back of the car looks good with a splitter on the back or diffuser, wherever it's known as. That does look really good. Steering feels good now I've done those steering clamps. Does look clean. Yeah, the steering does feel good. You know, I do feel that I can feel sort of more, you know, vibrations through it, which I guess you probably would do as the fact that it's some sort of polyurethane rather than rubber. So you definitely sort of feel it more. But I say I need to drive it more, you know, to sort of see exactly how it feels. But yeah, certainly goes straight anyway. So another look at that piece there. Yeah, you sort of see the seal here is coming off as well. I need to sort of do that as one of the next jobs. That looks pretty bad where it's stretched. You know, dried out and stretched. It looks good. Yeah, and things like that needs painting as well next, where it's all faded. Cool. Okay. Anyway, it seems good. The steering does. Seems nice. Certainly straight as it should do. So I'm going to have another test run now and see what it's like. Okay, cool. Cheers all. Thanks for watching.